Hey, good evening. My name is Cadet Montgomery. I'll be the platoon leader for this iteration of our op order. So let's get into it. All right, troops. Appreciate you guys coming to this brief. As I said, I'm your platoon leader, Cadet Montgomery, for op order 22-01, aka Operation Golden Strike. The date and time is 1000, March 7th. Again, we are Alpha Company 1st Platoon, and we are operating in AO Panther for this particular mission. So let's get into the situation. Aryan elements operating in our company area of operation or repositioning in response to our company ambush operations in other parts of the AO. Squad size elements have been identified conducting reconnaissance and surveillance patrols in efforts to ascertain our composition and disposition. Aryan forces have employed indirect fires, most likely 82 might mortars, in efforts to disrupt our freedom of maneuver. These fires have been ineffective, but it is expected that the enemy will continue to deploy observation patrols posts to identify movements throughout the AO. So when we think about the AO, again right here in this orange space, that is our area operation AO Panther. When we're thinking about some areas of interest, that extends approximately 2 kilometers beyond the AO going north. Include areas of Iranian and Atropia that provide material, personnel, and moral support to enemy forces. This area also includes fire support assets that assist outside our AO that support Ariana elements operating in our AO. One thing about terrain consists of densely wooded hills and low-lying wood areas that will severely restrict vehicle movement, but provide cover and concealment for small dismounts maneuvering units. There are sporadic sandy open areas with low bush and grass provided to high speeds, north to south avenues of approach through the AO, but limits operations for cover and concealment for dismounted maneuvers. We'll go into that a little more in details when we get to our execution. So again, the weather for this mission is going to be pretty clear with some minimum loom, so we should be good on that end. Remember, when operating the space, Northern Light Discipline is a must. So we'll also speak more about how the enemy has very little night vision capabilities, so that will be in our favor. Civilian consideration. So in AO Panther, there are no known civilian personnel. There is a village to the north, to the east of us with civilian spaces, but currently in our area operations specifically, we're good to go on civilian individuals. So the few villages in the AO are abandoned and void of civilian personnel due to intense fighting. The enemy is not using the abandoned villages. It is possible that civilians may re-enter the AO in order to secure belongings or property, gather livestock, or things of that nature. So we do want to be on a timeline when we're thinking about this mission, so kind of want to get in and get out as soon as possible. All right, so we avoid any situation that could create a interaction with civilians. So again, when we're thinking about this space, we're avoiding causes, anything that can cause civilian casualties or cause damage to the property. It is important to maintain a relationship with the civilian population and not to get them angry against us. We do need their support as we move around in AO Panther. So our mission statement: no later than 0600, Alpha Company attacks to destroy enemy forces in AO Panther to deny Ariana forces freedom of maneuver in the area of operation. 1st Platoon will conduct a raid no later than 0530 on objective Cobra, which is grid 84359775. Say again, 84359775, in order to identify Ariana forces and supplies and provide freedom of maneuver for our decisive operations in other places of the AO. And read that one more time. Again, 1st Platoon will conduct a raid no later than 0530 on objective Cobra in order to identify Arian forces and supplies and provide freedom of maneuver for decisive operations. Our execution commander's intent: the purpose of our operations is to find, fix, and destroy Arian forces in the AO, which will allow Atropian forces to establish security and reestablish civilian authority for the local population. So we're not trying to command control these things completely for ourselves. We're looking to get control of the area and hand it off to some friendly forces. So our key task is to conduct those detailed planning, rehearsals, and patrol basis operations to ensure our forces are prepared for various contingencies and unforeseen opportunities and challenges while preparing for follow-on missions. We're going to hold key terrain as well when necessary to prevent Aryan forces the ability to set conditions for the employment of their mechanized forces. So we'll get into the key terrain in a second. And some of these tasks may not be directly associated with our platoon, but it is good to know what our other forces, friendly forces in the area, are working on, and how our mission kind of connects to that, right? So Commander desired end state, and so getting to the enemy. Reinforced rifle companies with up to 5 infantry platoons exist in the AO. Precise locations for those platoons has not yet been identified. Within the Alpha Company AO, we are facing a reinforcement rifle platoon. Rifle platoon plus 1 rifle squad operating at the squad and platoon level. Ariana squad is believed to be manning a mortar capable of delivering indirect fires across our AO vicinity. Echo Golf 843977. That'll be the direct grid for Objective Cobra, which is part of our mission today. If you go back to our mission statement, right? So what's it telling us? That we have enemy in the area. Some of the capabilities are mortar. So as we approach them, we're going to have to take that consideration and make sure we take out those that specific capability by our enemy, so that we can reduce our casualties and increase theirs. So each rifle squad is led by an NCO and consists of 9 to 10 personnel ranging into fire teams of 4 to 5 personnel. One of the 2 fire teams in each squad is equipped with a M249. Each squad has portable FM radio with a range of 1 to 2 kilometers. The weapon squad consists of 7 to 8 personnel arranged into 2 gun teams of 3 to 4 personnel. Each gun team carries a M24 Bravo. We do need to be prepared for both squads since we're not sure which one is at the objective as far as the rifle or weapons team, but we do know they have mortars for now. So what do we need to look like? What do these soldiers look like? Excuse me. These soldiers are not looking from the area and do not know the physical terrain well, right? Which is one to our advantages, as we have good intel on what does the terrain look like and how we use it to our benefit, right? Their disciplined use of Aryan Army uniforms. So they're going to be wearing black tops, marked with should be easily identified for us to kind of go in and pick them out and see the difference between them and ourselves. So some Ariana soldiers may be wearing boonie hats, chest racks, desert military style pants, and have cell phone communications, right? So be on looking for little things to identify our enemy. Right now, the strengths are being identified as strengths of the Aryan Army force within AO Panther comes from their high level of training and short range communication abilities. We're talking about weaknesses. We're looking at the lack of night vision goggles, as I said before, and tactical long range communications. Right now we're saying it's not reliable beyond 1,500 meters, right? So it's a plus for us. We can get a lot closer before we can do some damage to them, and any of their supporting forces that are outside of their range won't be able to come in and help them out. So Aryan elements are supported by capable mortar squads that can usually deliver indirect fire within 15 minutes of the call for fire using both lights and medium mortar systems. So again, when we're talking about a raid, we're going in fast, right? Trying to get in and get out as fast as possible to reduce our casualties and increase theirs, right? So we're taking into consideration their level of mortar support. We're taking into consideration our concealment, their ability to not really see us without night vision goggles. That's why we're going to go in at night, just for that reason, and so all those things have been considered. So we do have friendly forces in the AO, as I said before, at various objectives. You have various companies, Alpha Bravo and Charlie, going in and Delta, providing various support to our overall goal. So again, key terrain is a hilltop here, which is grid Echo Golf 83919789. This hill is key terrain for us cover and concealment observation and field of fire that can control east to west movements along Highway 1832. Here, here. And Highway 1832 is going out this way. All right, again, it's 1832. North-south movement along MSR Fort, assessing the Alpha AO for Wolverine's AO in the north. So coming down this road here. Alright, so phase 1 of our plan starts at 1200. That is a confirmation of the brief to ensure that everyone's been briefed up on it. So that's going back to your squad leaders, to your team leaders, to each individual soldier, so they understand the actual plan at hand as we get into that. And then at 1300, we're going to do some platoon rehearsals. Within the rehearsals, prepare to copy your squad assignments. Assault 1 will be our second squad. You're tasked to destroy the enemy. You have 1 aid and leader team. Assault 2, that'll be our third squad. Your task also to destroy the enemy. You also will provide a EPW team, so please identify those soldiers. Support, which will be our weapon squad, 4th squad, will be divided into 2 teams, Alpha and Bravo. Each one of those teams, Alpha team will join Assault 1, Bravo team, you're going to go ahead and join Assault 2. For security, we have 1st squad. You're going to deploy the enemy to stop any kind of enemy reinforcements and coming in the area, make sure everything's secure for us as we go in to the space, and make sure our backs are covered as well. At 0300, March 8th, so we're going to the next day. After our rehearsals, we're going to make sure we check on our PCCs and PCIs. So platoon sergeant, make sure you get that done. Make sure everyone has everything they need, and things of that nature. So when we're talking about our load plan for this mission, Assault 1, you guys are going to be in LMTV 1 with myself and the RTO. Assault 2, you're going to be in LMTV 2 with the PSG and medic. And support, you guys are going to be in LMTV 3. Of course, LMTV 1 will take point. And RTO will remain, keep in contact with our higher echelons all the way through. Going into our phase 2, our movement phase, formation will be at. Alright, so again, formation for phase 2, as we go into it, is 0400. Our step ops is going to be 0430. We are stationed here. We will do our PCCs, PCIs, make sure everyone has water, ammunition, things of that nature. So we're talking about our classes. So platoon sergeant, make sure everyone has no later than 0300. All soldiers need to be up on the required supplies. Again, those PCCs, PCIs. There is limited supplies, so make sure we get everything done earlier than later. 1 aid and 1 litter per squad. 2 full water canteens per soldier. A complete combat load per soldier. Make sure we're taking out any additional ammunition we need for the big guns for the 240 and 249. Make sure we get that request sent up so we can get those supplies before we head out. Vehicles need to be checked as well before stage time. So just make sure that's done before we get out there. When we show up to it and we get into our primary routes, we're going to jump on this trail here. This is a train trail. Provides some decent avenue of approach for us to go all the way to our objective. But again, since there is potential mortar fire, we don't want to go drive all the way into it. So as we go up north, we will be detouring to the east to our set up our ORP site here. This grid is Echo Golf 8496, and from there we're set up our ORP. We're gonna go dismount from our vehicles, of course, set up a cigar style ORP. Alpha Assault 1 will go in through the PSG and the medic to the west. Assault 2 to the east. We're gonna set up our apexes and have our big guns at the top and at the bottom apex, north and south apex. Once there, leaders within the first hour, we're gonna settle down. So I need my squad leaders to come together so that we can come up with a plan. I'll give you guys additional information. We're gonna go out and start our leaders recon. Platoon sergeant, you're gonna stay with the guys, with the soldiers. Make sure we're pulling security. Make sure the team lead, you get with those team leads, platoon sergeant, to ensure that all their members have all the equipment they need. Everyone's up and everything, that we're green. Make sure everyone understands their sectors of fire, and that they're conducting those requirements, and they're cleaning the weapons, things of that nature. Make sure we're good to go. Leaders, as we go out to lead the recon, I'm going to go ahead north here along this route. On the outside of the route, of course, staying so we're not seen. Again, we have night to our advantage without their with limited communication capabilities and limited visibility on their end. We should be covered. As we approach them, we're going to set up our lead recon here outside the road, pulling security on both ends here and here. As we go in, assault 1, I'm going to show you guys where to go. Assault 1, A1, you guys are going to be here. Assault 2, I'm going to show you guys are going to be here. We're going to reconnaissance the area, see if it's okay. From what I can see off the map, we should have the advantage as far as terrain goes. We did talk about there is, while the vehicles can't really maneuver well in terrain, on foot we are really good concealment. So again, we're going to use that to our advantage, along with the limited visibility, right? So assault 1 and assault 2 is there. Excuse me, I stand corrected. Assault 1 and assault 2, you guys are actually going to be online here. This is going to be our support element here. All right. So once we get finish our leaders recon, the SNL team again, I'm gonna leave you guys in place here. Leaders, you guys know, squad leaders, you know exactly where you're gonna go. We're gonna come back, make our way back to ORP, gather our troops. Platoon sergeant, by the time we come back, I do need a plan for our rucks, staging, and emergency in case something happens. Who should be grabbing the rucks, or they should be staged so we can grab and get up and go. So once that's done, we're going to head out as a platoon, heading north along this route here again, the similar route we went to on our leaders recon. We're going to stage ourselves as so, and put everyone online so that we can kind of get into that, right? So again, that's just going through our movements of our execution, our rally points, location of our ORP, known danger areas. Again, there is enemy outside our AO who can be contacted to provide support. There is enemy known between Objective Boa, Objective Viper. There's enemy known to be within this area as well. Again, so that explains why we're coming from the east, going west into the objective, so that way we can avoid some of those enemy ahead of time, pull security on this end, and then it has other elements in AO takes care of these places. These other objectives that should provide us some support we may need. We do have the ability to call in for aerial support if needed. Call in some different elements from the Air Force and other friendly forces if we do need so. Platoon sergeant, I do need to work on the CASVAC plan. Technically, right now the CASVAC plan is going to get with the medic. As the medic checks on everybody, we're going to exit due south on the way we came, back to the ORP where the vehicles should be staged, and hop in the vehicles to head out. There is air medevac available. That will be done again here if needed along this space here. That's out of touch. That's out of the way of the roads. It should provide some good concealment for any kind of helicopter to come in, Black Hawk or anything of that nature. So yeah, moving on to our phase 3 again, which is our action plan. We conduct the leaders recon already. We ornaments of or the order of emplacement. We kind of touched on that already. Special teams again, assault 1 and assault 2. Each of you guys will provide an assault team. So once we're actually on the objective and we're going to start bounding through, assaulting through, support 1 with the help of 240 on my command. We're going to fire that 240 in a straight burst to set it off. Once you guys hear that, go ahead and start firing as well. Before assault 1 and 2 come bound through the objective, or assault through the objective, I should say, support, we're going to shift our fire left. Once we say shift fire, assault 1 and 2, you guys are going to start assaulting through the objective. Again, all this is going to be done via radio comms. So make sure you have those batteries. Make sure your comms are up on our frequency, which is 22.24.3. Again, this is on our ASET radios. But we still have our walkies as well, so you guys should be good in there. So again, as you're assaulting through the objective, once you come to this end of it, assault 1 and 2. You guys are gonna start pulling security this way. Remember, we do have enemy in the area, so we want to make sure they may have more likely hurt us. So we want to protect ourselves, right? So then once you guys bound through, excuse me, you guys are gonna pull security going west. Support. You guys are gonna turn around, start pulling security to our backside. Make sure we're good to go. Create a little area of boxed out area here. EP 8 and later first. You got the team gonna go in, check for casualty, make sure everyone's dead. If we need support, provide any kind of first aid to any enemy forces or ourselves, please do so at that time. Once you complete EPW, go through as well. Check for any critical information, any potential prisoners of war that we can take with us, and things of that nature. Once that's completed, our withdrawal will be support will stay here. Alpha assault 1, you guys are going to come through. Excuse me. Support, you're going to break into 2. Support, so you face this way, facing this way. Assault 1, you guys are going to come through, going back towards the ORP along this route here. Once you guys are through, Assault 2, you will follow. After you pull security, you guys will follow as well. Support, your first team will follow from the west. From the east side, will follow through. Then from the west, follow this way again as well. After that, we're going to go back to our ORP, collect our equipment, get with our platoon sergeant, get with our medic, grab our works, remount into our vehicles, and head back to our staging point, or which was down here. So going into our statements, platoon sergeant, again, just to make sure everyone understands what's going on. When we're in ORP, our commanding signal, so we're going to talk about our challenges. So challenge password is going to be rock. The password is going to be metal, and the running password will be coyote. The number combo will be 7. So make sure you guys know that, so that we can be secured in this element. If any questions, I'll take them at this time.